Alright, you guys, this is video E3.4-4. It is the Kaboom lab, and it is measuring the explosivity of a volcanic eruption. So we've looked at how to measure earthquakes with the Richter scale, the moment magnitude scale, the modified Mercalli scale. Now we're going to look at volcanoes with this particular lab right here. So right now we should be looking at our paper that looks like this. You need to read through this so that you understand how the VEI scale works. How are they measuring the VEI of a volcano? Okay, and look at some of the things that they're measuring. It says tephra volume. That's basically the amount of stuff that was ejected from the volcano. The height that the plume went above the cone of the volcano. Just a very general description of that particular eruption. And then it gives you an example. So you're going to read through both of these. Then you will find your sheet that looks like this. I give you some materials here, and I've actually modified them a little bit on mine. It's 3 overall tablespoons of liquid dish detergent. So 1 tablespoon, looks like this right here, 1 tablespoon per trial. Okay, of the liquid dish detergent. You will have just a large bin. If you can remember how we did the Diet Coke and Mentos lab with that large bin we had, and we placed this bottle of stuff in the middle, it's going to kind of be like that. Okay, where that bin will theoretically catch whatever is coming out of this guy. All right, and so I see I have the water bottle. I have the bin. I have 1 small strip of the plastic wrap. You might need 3 of those, or actually we'll take 1 strip and cut it into thirds, and then 1 toothpick, a meter stick for measuring. I will actually have setups much like the other labs so that we can measure the plume height, and then a graduated cylinder to measure the amount of ejected material, and some Alka-Seltzer tablets. So, directions. First off, go ahead and write a good hypothesis, if, then, because form. And I give you some examples, because you might be saying, well, what's my problem statement? What am I writing a hypothesis about? And we need to be looking at things like, it says, if the Alka-Seltzer tablet's added to the water detergent mixture, then this will happen because of this reason. Or if the number of tablets added to the water detergent mixture is increased, then something will happen because of whatever reason you're giving me. So, place the bin in the center of a lab table. Fill a plastic bottle almost to the top with water, leaving a small gap of air. Okay, it's going to look like this. I have just a little bit of air. This is just plain old water in here. Okay, and you won't need the cap. I've already thrown those away. It then says take about a tablespoon of dish detergent and go ahead and get that in there. All right. Four, place the bottle in the dishpan where you're going to observe it. Note, your hands must be dry for this step. As you are opening the Alka-Seltzer, they have to be dry, otherwise any liquid will start the Alka-Seltzer reaction. You've all seen the Pop Pop Fizz Fizz Alka-Seltzer commercials. Maybe not. Maybe that was my generation. But this is going to go in the water and start fizzing. Okay. So under number 5 there, it says these tablets are too big to fit through the opening of the water bottle. So you're going to have to break them in half. It works best if you break them right inside the package here. Okay? So you're going to do 3 trials. And you'll notice down here on the next page, I give you space to write your own hypothesis, and you will be making your own data table. You're making your own. And I say, you'll construct this, but be sure to add all info from direction number 7. So we're getting to number 7. There's lots of things here you need to add. Okay? So we broke our Alka-Seltzer in half, and it says use a towel to cover them and break them. We're just going to break them in the package. 6, start the smallest volcano by adding 1 tablet. So the 2 halves, you're going to add it. And here's the catch, you guys. It says right here in italics, immediately, extremely quickly, after adding the tablet, cover it with plastic wrap and secure it very tightly with a rubber band. Wait 30 to 45 seconds and then use a toothpick to pop some holes in the very top here. So here's what's going to happen. You're probably going to need 2 people for this, or maybe even 3. 2 would probably work best. Someone's going to drop it in. You know what? I'm going to say 3 people, because someone's going to drop in the Alka-Seltzer right into there. Someone will immediately take the piece of plastic wrap and cover it like this. And then somebody is going to have this rubber band, but it already has to be tripled over. There's 2. 1, 2, 3. Someone has to have this sitting here like this, ready to slip over the top and get it right over the ridge of the bottle, sort of the neck of the bottle. Slip that rubber band over. It has to be tripled. Okay, you should do that before you need to pop it on here, because that reaction is going to take off real quickly. So you need to get it like this. You'll set it down in the middle of the bin. Wait 30 to 45 seconds. I'd say maybe 30 seconds, and then I would pop maybe 3 holes in the top. Now keep in mind, as you've been waiting 30 seconds, you'll be able to see this reaction taking place, and your plastic will start bulging out. So that first pop has the potential to spray in any direction. Okay? For that, the person doing the popping will have safety goggles on, for sure. Everyone else is relatively far away. It might not be a bad idea, you guys, like we did with the Diet Coke and Mentos lab, to use an iPad to video it. Get even with the bottle so that you can see the actual height of that stuff, of the plume. And then you're going to be measuring the amounts of several things here in number 7. But the person doing the popping is going to have goggles, because as I was testing this out, I saw it go in many different directions unexpectedly. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. It is really just water, soapy water, which is why I don't want it in your eyes. That will sting. But with that also, I'm not real concerned if it gets somewhere. You will certainly have some paper towels sitting around to clean things up. But other than that, it's not a huge deal if it gets outside of your bin in any way. So this is what your setup would look like. Okay, one person will drop the tablets in, another person will quickly put the plastic wrap over, another person will plop that rubber band on. Okay, it might not hurt to practice that before you put the tablets in. Practice it before you put the tablets in. I realize it's kind of hard to get your fingers in there to get the rubber band off when you're done, but I would practice that before you put the tablets in to actually do a trial. Okay, we don't really have a ton of Alka-Seltzer to be wasting. So back to this, as we're looking at number 7. It says record your observations. So A, measure the approximate height of the eruption plume. B, measure the duration, so how long it took. I'll have timers available, or you can really just, I guess I'd prefer you just use the timer on the iPads. C, pour any lava that collects in the dish pan into the measuring cup or graduated cylinder. I'll have some graduated cylinders to determine the volume of ejected material. Record any sounds and write a visual account of the eruption. So that's 2 different things there for D. E, record all this data in a table you're creating, and after you've recorded all of this, it says F, last of all, include the explosivity ranking data, VEI. So based on, you're not going to do this until you've done all trials. You're going to have 3 trials. Trial 1, 1 Alka-Seltzer tablet. Trial 2, 2 Alka-Seltzer tablets. And trial 3, 3 Alka-Seltzer tablets. And on trial 3, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have basically 6 pieces to fit in. I think you can fit in 2 halves at a time, side by side. But you're going to have to do it real quick. I struggled to get the plastic over this one as I was trying to do it myself when I tested this. But you guys can figure that out. So you're going to set up a data table right here. I'm going to let you know you are going to put all the things you're measuring up top for your columns, but your rows are going to be trial 1, 2, and 3. And you can even note in those boxes, trial 1, 1 Alka-Seltzer tablet, trial 2, 2 Alka-Seltzer tablets, trial 3, 3 Alka-Seltzer tablets. Okay? What we're ultimately trying to do is come up with a VEI ranking, or Volcanic Explosivity Index ranking, for our 3 trials. Okay, so we're taking our observations from each eruption to come up with this ranking system. All right. If you have any questions, please ask. This is a lab where you absolutely must be following directions at all time. You read procedures first, then you do what you need to do. Ask Mr. A or myself if you're unsure at any time of what to do. We do not want you screwing this one up. Okay? So even really, I could probably just go ahead here and add safety goggles. Okay? So that could be for probably just the person who is poking holes with the toothpick into the top of the plastic. Okay? If you have any questions, please ask.